Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of my YouTube channel, Jim's 5am Club. It's a quarter to 6. It's Friday morning. It's an overcast day, and it looks like we're going to have a wet weekend. But nevertheless, another beautiful day in terms of opportunity for each and every one of us. We'll wait to see what the share market brings today, as my share broker always tells me. The opportunity of a lifetime comes once or twice a day. So today is going to be another interesting day in terms of what transpires, and we'll see how it goes. Tonight I'm going to a concert at the town hall, and it's a concert in recognition of the 30 years that the Patriarch Bartholomew has been at the helm of the Greek Orthodox Church in Constantinople, in the Patriarchy there in Constantinople. And today is also a very, very special day because it marks the date of the Annunciation, and also it's Greek Independence Day, the anniversary of Greek Independence Day. It's the 201st anniversary of Greek Independence Day. So a very special day, a day which I guess we look forward to enjoying and celebrating. And there will be a big choir performance tonight, as I mentioned, at Town Hall, where we go through and listen to many special patriotic songs and to pay tribute to the Patriarch of Constantinople, the Patriarch of the Greek Orthodox Church. And I can't wait. I look forward to it. Anyway, in the tradition of Jim's 5am Club, I'm going to bring you yet another book summary this morning. The book summary is entitled 12 and a Half by a very good and established author named Greg Vanderchuk, who has authored 6 or more bestsellers. So he has the formula. He knows how to go about it, and this yet again is going to be another bestseller. The other good thing, or the thing that I'm very, very proud of, is that with Jim's 5am Club, I bring book summaries. I deliver book summaries on books which most people are not even aware that these books exist. This book here is a relatively new one, 12 and a Half, and it was published in November 2021, so barely a few months old. So once again, the beauty of the service that I deliver is that I'm able to bring you books from different genres across different ages. Just the other day I did a book summary on the discourses of Epictetus, which was almost 2,000 years old, and here we have a book which is about 3 or 4 months old. So this book, 12 and a Half, is a focus on the soft skills. It's a focus on emotional intelligence, basically detailing and highlighting how important it is to have these soft skills and not necessarily use them on their own, but to weave them into and incorporate them and marry them up with the other hard skills that people tend to build up over time, which is based on their training and the skills that they need for a particular vocation. So the 12 skills, the 12 soft skills is the focus of this book, and the half, because the book is entitled 12 and a half. And what the author says is that you need to have, and you need to use, and you need to weave soft skills, your emotional intelligence skills, into the other skills, but you also need to do it with candor. You need to be able to be authentic with these skills, because at the end of the day, just doing things by ticking a box is not enough. It's simply not enough. You've got to do it with passion, you've got to do it with purpose, and you've got to do it with the right intent. And the last thing you want, according to this author, is for people in years to come to be disappointed with you, to be unhappy with you, to be let down by you because you weren't honest with them. So doing things with candor means doing things with honesty, and being able to look somebody in the eye and to connect with them and be honest with them for your benefit and their benefit as well. Now, you don't want people to be left in the lurch, not knowing where they stand with you. Now, you're better off having people knowing that you're unhappy with them, or knowing that you don't have a chemistry with them, rather than them spending their whole lives hoping, wishing for something that's not going to come about. So being a person of honesty, of integrity and candor is important, and it's an additional skill. It's the half skill. It's the X factor that most people don't have, but Gary Vanderchuk highlights it as being critical in one's ability to execute on their soft skills and their hard skills. And it's the magic glue, I guess, that brings it all together. So let's quickly just articulate and just list these 12 ingredients, these 12 key skills, these 12 key soft skills delivered by Gary Vanderchuk. So the first one is gratitude, then we've got self-awareness, accountability, optimism, empathy, kindness, tenacity, curiosity, patience, conviction, humility, ambition. And these are the list of the dozen or so key skills, emotional, intelligent skills that we can incorporate in our lives. And we are focusing on emotional skills and these soft skills, and we'll go through them one by one, just briefly. We won't spend too much time on each and every one of them, but we'll just touch on each one and see where it leads us. So the author here reminds us that the 12 skills that we've talked about, the 12 soft skills, are ingredients to be used in varying degrees, depending on the situation. I remember years ago at IBM going to a course called Situational Management, and they basically said that you don't have to follow rules, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that, but the best people, the best managers, are the ones who use the various skills that they have in various degrees, depending on the situation at hand. So you need to be nuanced. You need to have a degree of ability to read the situation, so that you're able to use the skills in the right proportion, at the right time, in the right situation. So the first skill that we talk about here is gratitude. And the author here is saying that basically you need to be kind to others and you need to be kind to yourself, because gratitude is light and anger and resentment are very heavy. So you need to look to the things in the world around you that and bring yourself to a level of appreciation, to understand that you're not all that independent when it's all said and done. You depend on other people, and you need to appreciate that dependence and the gift that other people bring you through their friendship, through their cooperation, through their collaboration. So to show and to express gratitude is something which is very, very important, and a key skill to have and to be aware of and to bring into fruition. The second one that the author talks about here is self-awareness, and being self-aware, according to the author, is where you're in a position to fully accept yourself as you are. This is important. At the end of the day, we need to accept ourselves as we are, and to understand that we're all work in progress. We're on a path to growth and development, and we're never going to be the perfect person, and we're never going to be the person who we try to be ultimately. But we need to accept who we are, and to no longer be scored by others. To score yourself, yes, by all means, take others' opinions, listen to others' feedback, but most importantly, to understand that nobody else knows you as well as you know yourself, and no other person has the right to rate you, to score you ahead of yourself. So to score yourself, and to feel okay with being out of place, and to understand and to appreciate that we're all different. We're different from each other, but most importantly, we're different for each other. So we need to embrace those differences and to empower yourself, to rate yourself, and to set yourself your standards, and to be honest and open with how you see yourself and how you compare yourself to others, but most importantly, comparing yourself to your previous self, and to use that honestly and sparingly. The third item on the list here from Gary Vanderchuk is having accountability. Being a person who is accountable, responsible, and trusts themselves. Don't be the person who spends their life blaming others and deflecting and trying to find fault in others, but to be honest and open with your own capabilities and abilities, and to depend on yourself. Because what happens is that if you spend your life blaming others, what you're basically doing, and this is a very, very important point, what you're basically doing if you're blaming others is that you're basically giving them control over your life, and openly admitting that you've lost control of your life. So being accountable and responsible is critical to you basically telling people and calling out to the world, standing on a building and calling out at the highest of your voice that you are in control of your life and that others don't control your destiny. The fourth item to consider is optimism. Being optimistic. The opposite of being optimistic is being pessimistic. But what the author here says is that you can choose to be optimistic or you can choose to be pessimistic, and your choice will determine your future, will determine how you see the world, will determine how happy or how disappointed you are, So the call to action from the author is to choose optimism and to look forward and to live with positive expectancy and not to be naive, but to be practical. To be practical and to use and leverage optimism without being blinded and being considered to be a Pollyanna. The fifth item on the list here is empathy. To be able to express empathy, to be able to feel, to genuinely feel how others feel. It's the golden rule. To do unto others as you would love to have them do unto you, but you also need to be able to feel how others feel, honestly feel how you feel, and to be able to express how you feel so others know how you feel, so that they can either assess and address the way they behave towards you, but to know and to empathetically be able to attach to your feelings. You need to know empathy, and it's different to using it. Being empathetic and expressing empathy are two different things according to this author. And the important thing that the author says here is we mustn't let our insecurities hold us back. We mustn't let our insecurities govern the way we behave, the way we address, the way we connect and associate with other people. Our insecurities, our lack of trust in ourselves, our lack in trust with others, and can be an anchor, can be an albatross around our neck that can be holding us back. So be aware of it, and to try and be empathetic and to be positively empathetic, and not to just focus on other people's sadness and negativity, but to be always on the lookout, be a detective of positivity, be a detective of opportunity, be a detective of growth, elevation, and a positive and a better future. The sixth item on the list here is to be kind. It's important, it's critical to be kind and to not judge others harshly and to not judge yourself harshly, as we said before. We need to be light on our harshness. We need to be lighter on our judgment. And if we're judging, to be judging in a positive way rather than in a negative way, which is destructive and painful. The seventh item is to be tenacious, because we should never we should never live our life at the expense of our peace of mind. Yes, by all means, be tough, be hard-nosed, be tenacious, as the author says, but it should never come at the expense of our peace of mind. The next item, number 8, is being curious. We need to have a sense of adventure, to be explorers, to be life learners, to try and do the best we can, when we can, and to live our lives, and to understand that we've all got a different past, a different present. I am here, you are there, and we're all going to express and to experience a different future. Today is going to be different for all of us. At the end of the day, when we look back, we're going to be in a different place to where we were this morning. It could be a better place, it could be a worse place, but we're all going to express and experience a different present, which is going to lead us to a different future. The next point on the list here of ingredients is to be patient, to experience and to express patience. And the quote from this author, which is a really powerful one, is that insecurity festers without the fertilizer of patience. We need to express patience, is the key message and the key takeaway from this book. Number 10 is we need to be and have conviction, because conviction will keep us on track. Don't quit until you're finished. But once again, we should also be balanced in our approach, that we don't stick to things doggedly unless they what's the word I'm looking for? Unless they serve us. That's the word I'm looking for. You know, you'd be stupid to be doing things over and over and over again if they don't serve you. They don't serve your family. They don't serve your business. They don't serve your purpose. So it's important to have conviction so that you stay on track, but you need to make sure that your track is the right track. It's the track which aligns with your values. It aligns with your goals. It aligns with the self-image that you have in terms of who you are or who you want to be. So be convictious, have conviction, have strong conviction, but make sure it's the right conviction that leads you to where you want to go. The 11th item is to be humble, to have humility, to be fair, and to be modest in your opinion on yourself, and of the people around you. I guess we need to be in a position where we're not boastful, that we don't overdo it, we don't think that we are a lot better than what we are, but of course that needs to be balanced, that we don't think that we're much less than what we are. So a balance is required, and to be humble. My spiritual father says that the devil, that Satan, can't exist anywhere where there is humility, and that he can't fake or pretend to be humble, because it infuriates and hurts him. So the last point in this book is to have ambition. You know, as we said, to live with positive expectancy, but we need to have ambition. We need to look forward to where our life leads us, because as the scriptures remind us, as God tells us, the best is yet to come, and we need to live a life with positive expectation. We need to live a life of purpose. You know, we need to be heading somewhere, in a place, to a place that's going to be better than what we have today. So the author says here that we need to basically be ambitious and to have desire, that we desire, and that desire we need to share openly with our friends and family, and to understand that it's not about just being ambitious and having the dream, but to implement that dream, and to be a doer and not just a sayer of what you're going to do, not to be a gunner. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Anyway, I'll head up to the train now and head off to work. Looks like it's going to be another wet day leading into a wet weekend. But to all my Greek friends and family, Zito Eleftheria, congratulations, and I express my love for my homeland, Greece, and I'm very, very proud to say that the Greeks, after 400 years of being ruled by the Ottomans, by the rule of Islam, which was oppressive to my Christian forefathers and oppressive, with much suffering, and they woke up one day and said enough is enough, and after 400 years they fought, or they started the War of Independence, which allowed them to free themselves from the yoke of the Ottoman rule, the yoke of Islamic rule, the Islamic State. So a very proud moment for all Greeks. And from what I remember, I don't know if this is right or not, But Greece was the first country to release itself from the Ottoman rule and to express its Christian beliefs and its Christian base. And there were many countries that were part of the Ottoman Empire, many of which also fought for independence and became independent, but many of which were unable to break away, and even today are countries which are dominated by the Islamic State. So once again, Zito, Eleftheria, and happy Independence Day, happy Greek Independence Day, and happy name day for all of those people who are named after the event of Evangelismos, the Annunciation of the Virgin 9 months before the birth of Jesus. Take care, everybody. Have a happy Friday, and we'll chat again. Bye for now.